Stampers. This is Judy Anderson from judystamps.com and welcome to my live class today. So today we're going to be using the Attention Shopper stamp set. It does come as a bundle. It can come as a bundle. It does have coordinating dies. I love this stamp set. It is fitting for so many different occasions. We're going to be using the birthday cake today. And this is a set of 12 wonderful stamp sets, and it's got some great sentiments also. And we're going to be using the Just For You and the Happy Birthday today. And here are the dies. It's a set of 7 dies. It cuts out several of the images. It will cut out the plant, the cake, the bottle, the bag, and then you have a shopping cart that you can stuff all that stuff into. It's so much fun. We'll do a card later with that particular die. So my colors today I'm going to use is Pretty in Pink and Smoky Slate. Sorry. The Pretty in Pink is a new in color, but for you old timers, you know that it's a color that we had several years ago. In fact, it's a color that when I started 24 years ago that we had in our color families. So we're going to have a basic white card base. Let me just grab my bone folder here. We're going to go ahead and fold this and burnish that score line. I'm sure it's nice and tight. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add my layer of Pretty in Pink. Let's hope that I have enough adhesive in my hand. Oh, no, I had a feeling. Let's try this one. Got a couple of my liquid glues. They're almost empty and still enough to get a little bit out of them. So we're just going to place this layer right onto the front of that card base. Okay, now the next piece we have is what we're going to be stamping on. And I am going to get the birthday cake out. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to stamp it in Pretty in Pink and then color it or do it in basic or in Smoky Slate. And I decided to go ahead and use the Smoky Slate because I do want that image pretty predominant in the outline. So I am going to guesstimate here, and I'm going to go ahead and put one of my birthday cakes up here, slanted, and then I'm going to take another one down here, slanted. Okay, and hopefully those will be positioned correctly. So before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and get my piece. This is just a scrap of basic white, and I'm getting this label punch here, and I only want to punch it part way. So I'm just going to kind of guesstimate it here and just punch that. Then I'm going to grab my Pretty in Pink and my Just For You. So I'm making kind of a banner looking on here for this. Okay, let's get that out and get our block. And we're going to stamp this right on here, just in the center there. Okay, now I want to do that before I color these. And I do want those a little bit farther apart, so we're going to re-stamp those cakes. I'm going to set this in the center here, just about where I want it. And it's okay if we cover up part of the cake. So I'm going to put this one up here farther. And then this one will go down here farther. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to color this with a lemon lolly marker, Stampin' Write marker, and I am just going to color my candle tops. So normally we say that when you use your Stampin' Write markers, you want to use like a StazOn or a permanent ink. But as long as you're doing some small image coloring and not really rubbing a lot, you're fine. Okay, I'm going to take my dark Pretty in Pink and go and create some shadows here underneath these right here. Now flip it around and do on this side, and that's just to create a little bit of a shadow between those layers there. Going to take my light Pretty in Pink Stampin' Blend and then just color that in. And I'm going in a circular motion, and I start closer by the dark first, and then I work my way down. And you'll see that when you have a larger space, you've got more space to work. Okay, and we're going to do the same on this one. Okay, now we're going to color the one down here also, and see how that is giving that a shadow, just like that. And we're going to leave the center actually white. So I'm going to just, you'll notice that on the first cake I use the brush tip. It doesn't really matter. I use my fine tips a little bit more when coloring in that. But lately I have been using my brush tips because it seems like I run out of ink on the small tips before I do the brush tips. You just want to be careful when you're using that brush tip that you don't press real hard. I love using those brush tip ends when I'm coloring larger images. I'm just going to go over here, and I hear that squeaky noise, kind of like a magic marker, right? Okay, so we've got those two. I'm going to go ahead. I'm not worried that this is a little rough up here because once I run it through my embossing folder, which we're doing next, so we're going to add some interest. So we're just going to put that between the embossing folder, and when you see the Stampin' Up label, that's the top side of your embossing folder. Let me move this stuff out of the way, and I am using the number 1 platform, and then we're going to be using the number 4 plate. And we're just going to run that through. This is a 3D embossing folder, so it's a little bit thicker than the regular embossing folders. Okay, so let's pull this out. And so you're going to notice that there is texture on that. Look at that. And but it doesn't take away from your image at all. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my 6x6 designer series paper, and I want to get the neutrals, and we're going to look for the striped smoky slate. I could really use any of them. I love these. These are like the perfect sizes for your cards. It's just like just a little bit goes a long way. I love using these on my scrapbook pages also. I do put some of my mats in between and use the smaller pieces. Now I'm just going to trim off about 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't really matter how thick that is. I've got the smoky slate. So I am going to, actually, we're going to have this be a little like a ribbon running behind it. Now, you notice that I have like a little bit of a lip on the end there. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and flatten that out. Just super easy peasy. Okay, and I want to put this on. I don't want it to be all the way across. I'm just going to take my paper snips and snip that off. No rhyme or reason on what size it is, except, you know what? I'm going to cut it at 3 inches so that I can get 2 of them out of it. So I am just going to put this right here. Now you can go and have it up here a little bit or down here like a ribbon. I am going to see how this fits on here, and I think I am going to do it above there. So now we have a lot of texture on this. So we are going to take, and I want to add some adhesive just on the back of this. That's my larger piece. And I want that just set part way so it goes on both sides. One side can be longer than the other side. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going to press that down. I am going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and we're going to pop that up. And I've got some edges here, so we're going to go ahead and use some of these edges. This one thing I love about our dimensionals, you can use every single last piece of these dimensionals. So there is absolutely no waste. They are the perfect thickness to be able to mail them without putting on extra postage. So that's one really good point with these dimensionals. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and pop this up here. And this is just a very simple card. We're going back to the basics, stamps, ink, and paper, and a little punch. Okay, we're just going to put this between the two. I don't want it covering up the candles on this one, so I may go up a little bit farther. Okay, and try to make sure it's straight there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add that onto our white mat here. Just do this right here. And look at that. Look how easily that's coming together. And so cute, right? But we need a little bling on here. So I am going to pull out some of our regular rhinestones. I was thinking of using the In Color Glimmer in the background, and we still might, but I want to put this on the cake. Just some of these. Get this one out here. Okay. Got my Take Your Pick tool. I need a little bit more goop at the end. I call it goop. I don't know what you call it. Okay, and we're going to add, these might be a little bit big, so we're going to add these at the base of the candles. Okay, so 3 across the top there. And we'll do 3 across the top of this cake layer here. So this stamp set is good for all kinds of occasions and fun. You could do this as a shower card. I'm going to show you another card that I've made for a swap that I did. So we've got that. Now I want to put the happy birthday on the inside. So I am going to grab my stamp set. And it even has a happy birthday in here. So we're going to take that happy birthday and we're going to stamp it on the inside. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stick with our pattern, and I am going to do the pretty in pink. Just a happy birthday. And then I'm going to take that little scrap. Well, my H didn't come out too good. And I'm just going to put that right below that birthday, happy birthday. Put this on here. Definitely running out of liquid adhesive there. You just put that underneath. There we go. Gives you a little bit of wiggle room until it dries. So there is the inside of our card, happy birthday, and then the front of the card. So that is a very simple card to do. And here is the same idea on this next card. I did pop up. I made 3 images, and I used the floral bouquet that's in there. And this one is popped up. I did my label down here instead. But there's the 2 cards. Very, very simple cards, elegant cards. These are cards that you could make a set of and give it as a gift. And on the inside of this one, I didn't put anything because I felt it could be a shower card or a birthday card. So I hope you guys enjoy this and give this layout a try. So until we meet again, everybody, happy stamping.